Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday, OTA day. Welcome to Snap Take. I've got two decks that I'm hoping aren't going to be made useless by this afternoon's OTA, so we're not talking about bounce. For you today, I'm Glazer of the Snap Treasures podcast, and as you can see on the screen, there's a new episode out on the Marvel Snap Zone YouTube on all the podcasters. We have an episode featuring the great W, formerly Wobelos, and Wolverthor, a phenomenal content creator you should be following for his analytical mind and insane cozy level editing skills. Check them both out there on the podcast. We do the top 10 sleeper decks of Marvel Snap, and if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that's something that you would find interesting. So please check it out. In addition, please like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate the support. The subscription gets you 2 brand new decks every single weekday. We publish 2 decks that the meta hasn't caught on to yet that help you win cubes, hit infinite, get infinity tickets and borders, and achieve your Marvel Snap goals. In addition, we do the biggest giveaway in Marvel Snap. We are giving away a Marvel Snap premium membership or two in the coming weeks. We're giving it away in about a week and a half. So if you'd like to be entered to win that, pay attention, join here, sub. We are also giving away the biggest season pass giveaway for the next season, the Dakin season. I'm really, really excited for it. But again, you got to be subbed. If you are subbed, do us a favor. Help us with that YouTube algo. Like, comment. Help us get the word out there. Help us get this video in front of more people. All right, let's talk decks. We are going to start with our friend Lauren Whatever. Lauren Whatever is another Marvel Snap Zone writer. She's brilliant. She's done all the math, like all the math on Spotlight Caches. If you've seen math going around for it, it's like Quinny Equinox or Lauren Whatever who did it. You got to check them out. They did such an absolutely phenomenal job. Not fair. Educated Collins that I've seen did a lot of math too. If anyone else did, I'm sorry, but those are the people I've seen like actually do them. Doing the work is important, right? Like, support the people who do. Lauren's favorite card is Valkyrie. And Echo, the brand new card, if you happen to open those season caches, is a card that goes really well with Valkyrie. The big thing Valkyrie doesn't stop is ongoing effects. Well, Echo gives an option to do that. Can you play this deck without Echo? Let's start. Yes. The only other Series 5 card here is Jeff. Echo and Jeff can be any number of cards. You can even run, I personally like Angela. I might replace Maria Hill with Angela at the end of the day. I don't even necessarily hate like a Kitty Pryde in this deck just as a way to get extra power. I was actually going to add Kitty and Angela and just be like, Lauren, play them. But like, there's not really a reason to right now. Glenn all but told us they're going to be bounced later today, so let's not bother. All right. Your job is to get 4 things in one lane with this deck. Or 2 things in one lane. One of them being ideally Ant-Man, or the lane being bumped by Mr. Fantastic. At that point, if your opponent doesn't have anything in that lane, Ant-Man gets big. Valkyrie is played last turn. Helps everything get makes everything become 3. That's not an ongoing, but then your Ant-Man ongoing kicks in, so it becomes a 7. You win the lane. Or your Mr. Fantastic ongoing comes in and you have 2 extra power there. Or Valkyrie is 5, so you can play her and then play Hood after. Hood not affected because he's not revealed by the on-reveal. Sorry, Demon not affected because he's not affected by the on-reveal. Becomes a 6, you win that lane. It's one of the most foolproof ways of winning a lane. The only thing, there's very few things in the current meta that actually stop this. There's not a lot of ongoing outside of Devil Dino, Darkhawk, and if there is, you have Echo for that. Angela, by the way, is also another way to get around this because Valkyrie triggers and then Angela triggers because Angela's not on reveal. What else is in this deck? Well, the other major package here is you just need a way to steal another lane to win. One way to do that is Storm and Juggernaut or Storm and Jessica Jones. If you storm a lane on 3, you get Juggernaut or Jessica there the next turn. You win that lane. You're left wide open for Valkyrie. You could even make that combo and then steal another lane with either Spider-Man or Professor X. And if you've done that, you've fundamentally already won the game. The opponent will have no choice but to concede. Everything else is fairly self-explanatory. Jeff can jump into a Professor X, a Storm, a Spider-Man lane as needed. Mr. Fantastic is a way to get extra power into those lanes and work with Valkyrie. We already talked about the Hood. Maria Hill is the one sort of questionable card here. She does make a 1-drop for Valkyrie, and she has a solid body, but at that point, I'd rather just run Kitty, Pride, and Angela, which is what I would replace Maria Hill and Echo with if I didn't have them. If I had no Jeff, I would play Kitty and Angela, and then I probably just keep Maria Hill until I found something better. But like that's the general playline of this deck. Lauren's stats with this deck have been absolutely through the roof. She's a phenomenal player. The trick is to lose priority going to the last turn. As long as you can finagle that, and the Hood's -3 really, really, really helps for that, you have a really great chance of winning a lot of games of Marvel Snap. Thank you so much for this really cool deck, Lauren. Our second deck today is a Guardians of the Galaxy deck. D-Money is one of the most accomplished players in the world. He's a fantastic streamer, but his YouTube is still growing. Well, he posted this deck on his YouTube, and I thought it's super cool, and like we're trying to find uses for the 2 first Spotlight Cash Series 5 cards, and last one was an Echo deck. This is a Jean Grey deck. This is beautiful. So if you can get Nebula in one lane and Jean in another, you're very likely going to be growing a big Nebula. But also, as your opponent is playing into that Jean lane, your Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, and Gamora are basically guaranteed to grow. You can use Silk to fill various locations. Storm in a lane is great, right? Storm and then Drax, you're putting an 8 power, basically a Jessica Jones amount of power there. And your Jeff can also go there, and your Silk can also go there. Jeff can move in and out of that Jean lane as needed. Silk can move in and out of that Jean lane as needed as ways to fill them so you can play other places. Doom then at the end of the game, if they still have to play there, puts a lot of power in other places that they have to deal with. And Iron Lad. Iron Lad remains one of the best and most versatile cards in the game. In this deck, he's largely a stat stick, so hitting almost anything with Iron Lad on 4 is good, right? Like if you're hitting Storm with Iron Lad, then you're playing like Gamora next turn. You're hitting Jean, now they have to play there, not ideal for them. You're hitting one of the stat cards on top of Jean. Great, now it's bigger. You're hitting Jeff, now you have a 6 power Jeff. Nebula's not a great hit, and Silk's kind of annoying because you don't really want a second Silk floating around. But everything else really works. And remember, your last turn of the game is basically either Gamora and Rocket in an unlocked down spot, or Doom to just put a bunch of power all over the board. Either one of those works great. They're also extremely good with Jean Grey. Remember, 512 is the Hulk's base stats, and Gamora gets those as long as you can guarantee a play in that lane. And that's literally exactly what Jean does. This deck is sweet, and you got to check out D-Money. He's won major tournaments. He's a fantastic player. He came in second in 2 different tournaments, including the most recent Big Old Creator Clash, and then he won like the next either Snap Battle Arena or Snap Fan Open. Great player, really cool person, super friendly and outgoing and helpful. So check him out. Make sure you're reading Lauren Whatever's articles. Make sure you're sub to us. That's it for today's Snap Take. Thanks so much for the support. See you later on today. If the OTA thoughts are big, we'll do some OTA thoughts. And if the OTA, like if Bounce is dead, we're going to talk some Bounce being dead. If the OTA is like, oh, we buffed, I don't know, Uadu, right? Like, I'll do another deck or something. So we will be back for another video later today. Make sure you're subbed and don't miss out. Ring that bell. Peace.